environmental groups want the university to divest from things which are going to affect our future.
I think in general education is a foundation, like building block for the next generation anyway. Like the quality of education that a generation gets will define how they will be in society later on in life and how they can take care of their own society. So if you have an education system that doesn't think it's a problem to invest in companies that are directly linked to wars and conflict and straight up murder, then that's a bit problematic. So my name is Melina Villeneuve. This is Jessica Kenaway, aka Jinsella, and we are Demilitarized Education.
Yeah, and basically our vision is to unite and empower peace movements, so we're looking at how we can use research, media and technology to do so. Now, every other year, London hosts one of the world's biggest arms fairs. I had never been to protest before in my life, and I was just in complete shock that the university was inviting over 30,000 exhibitors to come and sell battleships, war helicopters, like every kind of gun, missile. There's actually, I think it's 92 categories of military equipment that they display at that fair. We're sitting in the road. That is our crime. Those people in there are being given the opportunity to commit any kind of war crime they want, anywhere in the world. So how is this rational? Of course, those policemen are just doing their service, thank you very much, but it was really, really shocking for me. So I was like coming back from my final year at fashion degree, and I was like, yeah, I just set up a social media and, you know, just get the word out a little bit more. Like if I had no idea about this kind of stuff, I'm sure there's other people that would like to know. So I mean, that escalated.
I do this full time. My parents work for UNICEF. My dad retired, so my whole life I've been brought up in this environment of like you do what's right for the world and for the people in it and not like of your own interests. So once I told them like, look, listen, I'm actually really interested in this organization with this girl. We'd be doing this. My parents were just kind of like, all right, for the first year, like, we got you, just go ahead and do what you need to do. And when you get that kind of support, there's no reason for you not to go out and do everything you possibly can. Like Jin said, we're very privileged, so why not use this privilege that we have to specifically like speak out for those who can't speak out?
Yeah, it's really, really important for us to be able to try and represent not only the countries that are seriously being affected by war at the moment, but also students within the University of Manchester who, you know, their heritage is with these countries who are hugely affected. Palestinian students, for example, there's, you know, loads at the University of Manchester. Last official check I got, it was like 64, and they aren't able to return home still. Yet the University of Manchester continues to have research collaborations with arms dealers that directly supply the Israeli Defence Force, while the University of Manchester continues to go on about wanting to leave the least negative impact. They fail to connect these very essential parts of how the produce that they are helping to produce has an impact on the world.
I do think that there is a sanctity to educational institutions that needs to be kept. You can't be having classes that talk about the dangers and the terrible results of war, and then at the same time at another school or part of the school you've got engineering students literally going to like Missiles 101.
Students have been campaigning not only for anti-arms trade movements, you know, boycott Israel movements, all sorts of like equality movements that have been going on, as well as the oppression caused by environmental issues. You know, it's the same thing. Environmental groups want the university to divest from things which are going to affect our future. And this has been going on for years and years and years, and it's been ignored. So, you know, you can't say they do care, you can't say they don't care, or probably they're under stress. Another thing, like Melina and I have actually, with DEDUCATION, have asked the University of Manchester to work with us. Yet at the moment we're not getting any response.
You know those memes where it's like, oh, hey, I want to help out, and then seen at da-da-da-da-da time. Like, that's literally what's happened to us. Like, they've seen our message. The fact that we've spoken to the university, like, we are really not trying to shame them. Like, we're trying to be helpful and to bring ideas, and like, we are very passionate, motivated alumni from the university. We don't want to see the name of our university being tarnished this way, and we just don't think that it's right either. Like, we shouldn't, that's not a university we want to be associated with later on in life if that's what they're doing.
Find us at DEDUCATION and join our Hype Months, where we'll get you up to date with the current climate of peace.
Now we're done. Okay, good.